let's be blunt, when we die, does our soul immediately get a new assignment, or does it sit on a bench in the cosmos waiting for its number to be called? In other words, how long is the break between lifetimes? Is it a quick coffee stop or a multi-century sabbatical? Edgar Case's spiritual insights gave us a roadmap for this, and what we're about to unpack is so profound it might just redefine how you see your past, present, and future. If you've ever stared at a picture of someone you've lost, wondering if they're already back, or if you carry this unshakable feeling that you've walked this earth before, you need to stay with me. We are going to dig into the spiritual mechanics that dictate the timeline between lives. Are some souls on a fast track back to earth, while others are on an extended cosmic leave? The answer is far more complex and personal than you think. But first, I want your gut feeling on this. What does your intuition tell you? A quick turnaround or a long rest? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to see what you all think, and I'll be sure to heart the most insightful replies. And look, if you believe this kind of deep dive spirituality is important, help us get it to more people. Just take a second to subscribe and click that bell. We've got so much more to uncover together. Alright, let's peel back the curtain on this great mystery. The whole concept of coming back again stirs something deep inside us, right? For some, it's a promise of a do-over, a second chance to get things right. For others, it's the thought of a relentless treadmill of existence. So, what's the real story? Edgar Case's work makes one thing clear from the start. There is no universal waiting room with a one-size-fits-all timeline. Some souls do a quick U-turn, while others remain in the spirit realm for what we'd perceive as ages. So, what's the deciding factor? Is there a cosmic train schedule we have to follow? Not quite. It's a combination of personal soul needs, unfinished emotional business, and karmic balance sheets. Think of souls with an urgent mission left behind. They're the ones who often rush back. A mother leaving young children might have a spiritual drive, so strong that her soul pushes for the quickest possible return, maybe even to watch over them in a new form, like a close family member born soon after. Then there are those souls who need a time out. They need to process, to heal. Imagine a soldier coming back from a traumatic tour of duty. They don't just jump into a new mission. The soul is no different. A life filled with intense pain, or one in which great harm was caused, requires a period of deep reflection in the spirit world. A kind of spiritual debriefing before the soul is ready for another round of earthly schooling. And what about free will? Does it play a part? Absolutely, but its role depends on your soul's maturity. According to many spiritual traditions, highly evolved souls are like seasoned cosmic navigators. They can actually read the map of earthly possibilities and choose their next port of call. The family, the era, the challenges that best serve their continued growth and their mission to help others. However, souls with more to learn are more like passengers on a guided tour. Higher spiritual laws and guides often make the big decisions for them, ensuring they get the lessons they most need, even if they aren't ready to choose them for themselves. We see evidence of these varied timelines all the time. Those incredible stories of children who have clear, verifiable memories of a recent past life. They are the proof of the express lane of reincarnation. But what about the other side of the coin? What holds a soul back? Sometimes, it's a profound attachment to what was left behind, a grief so strong it tethers them. Other times, it's the weight of actions from a past life that need to be understood and released before a new start is even possible. Let's talk about the master plan. Before a soul re-enters the physical world, there's an intricate planning phase. This is like pre-production for a movie. The soul, along with its guides, reviews its past films, identifies what themes need more development, and lays out a blueprint for the upcoming life. They are casting the key players, our family, designing the sets, our environment, and writing the key scenes, our major life challenges. This process isn't rushed. Sometimes, waiting for the right parents to meet, for the right societal conditions to emerge, can take decades or even centuries. Now here's a fascinating twist. What if a soul gets cold feet? It happens. Some souls look down at the earthly curriculum of potential pain and struggle and essentially say, I need a longer break. They might resist their next incarnation out of fear of repeating old mistakes. Spiritual mentors will work with them, but ultimately, the push for growth is a fundamental law of the universe. Delay is possible, but avoidance is not. And we need to get one thing straight. Our human concept of time is useless in the spirit world. For us, 100 years is a lifetime. For a soul between lives, centuries can feel like a deep, single breath. This relativity of time is key. A soul that spent 200 years in the spirit realm might not experience it as a long wait, but as a necessary and fulfilling period of learning. This completely changes our understanding of fast or slow returns. Your level of spiritual awareness is a huge factor. The more evolved you are, the more say you have in the matter. Souls that have mastered basic lessons in empathy and responsibility get more control over their destiny. In contrast, those who have committed grave misdeeds might find themselves in a lower, denser vibrational state, where they have to work through their negativity for a long time. It's not punishment, it's purification. They must lighten their own spiritual load before they're able to ascend to a state where reincarnation becomes a viable option. But can higher forces block a soul's return? Yes. This happens when the necessary lessons haven't been integrated, or when the entire cast for their next life's drama isn't assembled yet. Think about it, some karmic lessons require very specific family dynamics. If your soul needs to learn about unconditional forgiveness, it has to wait for a family unit to form that will provide that exact test. It's an intricate cosmic dance where everything has to align perfectly. This might explain that out-of-place feeling so many people have. That sense of not quite belonging to your own time or culture. Could it be the spiritual jet lag of a soul that spent a very long time away? Or perhaps it's the sign of a missionary soul, one that came from a different spiritual reality to be here right now, on a specific assignment to help humanity. The express lane cases, the child prodigies who remember stunning details of past lives, often point to a clear mission that was cut short. They come back quickly to pick up right where they left off. Scientists who study these cases are often stumped, but from a spiritual perspective, it's perfectly logical. The work was too important to delay. The power of soul connections is another huge influence. We travel in soul groups, families of souls linked by love, loyalty, and even conflict. These groups often reincarnate in clusters to work out their dynamics. The love between souls can be a powerful magnet, pulling them back into each other's lives quickly. A departed grandparent might hurry back to be born as their own great-grandchild. But sometimes, intense conflict requires a timeout. The souls might need to evolve separately for a few lifetimes before they are ready to meet again and resolve their issues. But what if a soul simply refuses to come back? While spiritual guides encourage and persuade, evolution is an irresistible force. Eventually, the soul's own inner need for growth will compel it to return. It's a fundamental drive toward wholeness that cannot be denied forever. The mentors are there to help the soul overcome its fear and embrace the next chapter of its education. And tragic deaths? Do they change the timeline? Edgar Cayce suggested that souls who die suddenly and violently might have a quicker return if their mission was drastically interrupted. But there's no hard rule. Often, such a traumatic exit requires a significant healing period in the spirit world before that soul is ready for a new body and a new life. The cycle is a grand, beautiful mystery. Each soul's path is unique. Whether your break is a moment or a millennium, the purpose is always the same: growth. We are all on an eternal journey, spiraling upwards toward light and understanding. And here's something else. A soul might choose to reincarnate in a completely different culture to break old patterns. Imagine a spirit that lived as a wealthy European king. Its next stop might be as a poor farmer in Asia to learn humility and the value of community. This isn't a demotion, It's a curriculum change. It's a divine mechanism to ensure the soul becomes well-rounded, not just good at playing one role. What about soulmates? Is the reunion immediate? It depends. Sometimes that intense bond means they reincarnate side by side. But in other scenarios, they may spend lifetimes apart, each gathering different experiences, so that when they finally do reunite, their love is deeper and more complete. True spiritual connections are never severed by time or distance. They simply evolve. And let's be clear, we don't always get the physical body we want. Karma often dictates the vehicle. Health challenges, physical limitations, these aren't random misfortunes. They are often part of the pre-birth plan, chosen by the soul as catalysts for growth in areas like compassion, resilience, and inner strength. It's hard to accept, but everything has a purpose. Do all souls embrace their chosen path? No. Resistance is common. Some spend ages trying to escape their karmic responsibilities, only to realize that the only way out is through. The earthly experience, with all its pain and joy, is the ultimate classroom for growth. You can't graduate by skipping classes. Then there are souls that get truly stuck, caught between worlds. Case spoke of spirits trapped by their own intense negative emotions, unyielding hatred, materialistic greed, or paralyzing grief. They aren't in hell, but in a self-created bubble of suffering. They can't move forward until spiritual helpers can reach them and guide them back toward the light, a process that can take a very long time. Contact from the spirit world confirms this. Mediums often connect with spirits who lived centuries ago and show no signs of returning. Are their lessons complete? Maybe. Some highly advanced souls finish their earth school and graduate, no longer needing to reincarnate. Their new job is to serve from the spiritual planes as guides and teachers for the rest of us. On the flip side are the rapid return cases. Case shared readings of infants who passed away only to be born again to the same parents just a few years later, recognized through birthmarks or familiar behaviors. These souls barely had time to unpack their spiritual bags before they came right back. And what about déjà vu? That bizarre flash of familiarity with a new place or a new person. Many see it as a momentary bleed through from a past life, a tiny soul memory bubbling to the surface. It's a hint that the person we are now is a composite of countless experiences. The truth is, this is not just cosmic trivia. Understanding that our soul's journey is this long, continuous tapestry gives our current life immense meaning. Every choice matters. Every challenge is a lesson. So tell me, have you ever felt it? A deep connection to a historical period, a dream that felt more real than reality, an unexplainable skill. Share your story in the comments. I will be reading every one of them and sharing my thoughts. If this conversation lit a spark in you, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Hitting the bell ensures you won't miss our next deep dive. Let's keep this search for truth going together. But there's a final, critical piece: spiritual missions. Some souls don't come back just for personal growth. They return on assignment. Edgar Cayce highlighted this repeatedly. These are missionary souls, choosing to incarnate at pivotal moments in history to act as catalysts for change. The great innovators, the spiritual leaders, the peacemakers, their births are often planned with surgical precision. They might wait centuries for the exact historical conditions to be right, so their impact can be maximized. Think of the geniuses who reshaped our world. Their souls may have waited in the spiritual wings until humanity was ready for their specific gifts. This is why you see clusters of great minds appearing at certain times. It's not a coincidence, it's a coordinated spiritual event. So who orchestrates all this? Cayce spoke of spiritual councils, groups of highly evolved beings who oversee the grand traffic flow of reincarnation. They review a soul's entire history, its karmic balance sheet, and its potential before guiding it toward its next life path. And in many cases, the soul itself is an active participant in this planning session. Cayce described spirits viewing their past lives like movies, working with mentors to see where they fell short and what they need to master next. This implies that on some level, You chose the difficult family, the challenging career, the personal struggles you face today. You chose them not for punishment, but because your soul knew they were the exact ingredients needed for your evolution. This doesn't always go smoothly. Some souls, seeing the mountain they've agreed to climb, get overwhelmed and try to back out. They might try to renegotiate their life contract. Mentors have to step in, reminding them of their strength and the greater purpose of the challenges ahead. The bonds between souls also shape these timelines. Spiritual families who work well together might plan to return as a unit time and again. But where there's deep-seated conflict, a separation might be planned for a few lifetimes, allowing each soul space to grow independently before they're brought back together to finally heal their ancient wounds. This explains both instant connections and immediate, seemingly baseless conflicts with new people. Can you actually miss your window to reincarnate? Apparently yes. If a soul is offered a prime opportunity to return but refuses out of fear that chance may pass, they will then have to wait until another suitable cosmic alignment occurs, potentially delaying their spiritual progress significantly. And the world we're born into, our health, our wealth, our innate talents, is heavily influenced by this pre-life plan. Past actions of generosity might program a life of greater opportunity. Conversely, past abuses of power might necessitate a life of limitation to learn empathy. It's a perfect system of checks and balances. This all leads to the one question that truly matters. How do we make our next life better? If our actions today are writing the script for our future self, then what should we be doing? The answer, according to Case and countless spiritual teachers, is profoundly simple: live consciously. Live with a purpose beyond yourself. Every act of compassion, every decision to forgive instead of resent, elevates your soul. It's not just about accumulating good karma, it's about becoming a being of higher vibration, which in turn grants you access to a better, more harmonious future incarnation. So, I'm asking you again, because this is where it all lands. Do you believe your life today is part of a much bigger story? Can you feel the echoes of past lives in your present? Please, share your perspective in the comments. I'll be there, reading and responding. And if this message resonated, please show your support with a like and a subscription. It allows us to build this community and share these ideas with people who are searching for them. Hit that notification bell, because our journey is just getting started. See you next time.